In this video, we are going to study different types of agents required for pollination. The agents required for or responsible for pollinations are grouped into two major categories: abiotic agents and biotic agents. Abiotic agents includes non-living such as wind and water, while biotic agents include different types of insects, bees, and birds like animals. First, we will see abiotic agents. In that first point, pollination by wind. This type of pollination is called as a anemophilous plant. The plant which shows pollination with the help of wind. This is the important type of pollination, especially present in different food crops or cereals like jawar, bajra, maize, corn, barley, oats like plants. This plant shows some adaptations for this wind pollination. Next, we will see adaptations in anemophilous plant. Anemophilous plants means the plant shows wind pollination, or the flower which shows wind pollination. First adaptation, the flowers are small, inconspicuous, without color, bright color, nectar, fragrance or odor. These are very small flowers because due to small flowers easily pollen grains are carried out with the help of wind. Without bright color, nectar and fragrance, because these different structures are not required for agencies like wind. The pollen grains have light in weight, smooth walled, produced in large number due to wastage of pollen grains during pollination. Remember, the pollen grains are light in weight, so easily can carried out with the help of wind current, produced in large number, and male flowers are also produced in large number because there is a wastage of pollen grains when pollen grains transfer with the help of wind. Stigma is feathery and bifid. In some plants, bifid stigma is present. When stigma receives pollen grains, easily cannot be liberated from this stigma. So, stigma is feathery. Stamens are with long filament and versatile anther. Stamens shows elongated filament, so easily can be carried. Pollen grains easily can be liberated or carried out with the help of wind current. And versatile anther. Versatile anther means anther lobe which can move in any direction. Only at a small point it is attached to the filament. So these are the some adaptations present in anemophilous. The flowers are small and inconspicuous without bright color, nectar and fragrance. The pollen grains are light in weight, produced in large number due to wastage of pollen grains during pollination. Stigma is feathery, bifid, and because it receives pollen grains, it cannot be liberated from it. Stamens are with long filament and versatile stigma. These are the some adaptations present in anemophilous plants, the plants which shows pollination with the help of wind current. Then this next type of pollination, which pollination occurs or pollination by water. Hydrophily. Pollination occurs with the help of water current. The plants which generally grow on surface of water or in the water, in some plants this pollination occurs with the help of water, like Vallisneria, Zostera, Ceratophyllum. This plant shows pollination with the help of water. There are near about 30 genera of aquatic monocot plants which show this pollination with the help of water current. Adaptations in hydrophilous plants. There are different adaptations in flowers and structures for this hydrophilous plant. First, flowers are small, inconspicuous, that means we cannot easily identify. This perianth and other floral plants are unweightable. Unweightable means these are covered with wax-like or mucilaginous covering. Pollen grains are long and these are also unweighted due to presence of mucilaginous substance. Flowers are without nectar, without any bright color. There are two types of pollination in hydrophilous plant. Hypohydrophily, that means pollination which occurs below the surface of water. When the pollen grains are heavier than water, they sink down in the bottom and received by the stigma of female flower like Zostera or seagrass. The pollen grains having long ribbon-like structure without exine, and pollination occurs below the surface of water. Second part, epihydrophily. The pollen grains then float on the water surface and reaches to the stigma of female flower. Example, Vallisneria. It is a dioecious plant, that means male and female flowers are produced on a separate plants. Then the male flowers float on the surface of water. When it reaches to the female flower shows the presence of coiled stigma or coiled style structure, and it becomes uncoiled during this when it receives the pollen grains from female flowers. And in this during uncoiling structure, this stigma receives pollen grains which are elongated. There are some conditions or some special characters present in hydrophilous plant. The specific gravity of pollen grains is maintained due to the presence of starch grains. If the specific gravity is less than water, then they can float on the water surface, and if it is more than or heavier than water, then it can sink down to the below the surface. Some aquatic plants having the Potamogeton like plants which having the wind pollination. That means these are plants present in water aquatic plants, but pollination occurs due to the presence of wind. In some plants, insect pollination is also present, like lotus, water lily, or water hyacinth. These plants grow in water, but pollination occurs due to the insects. These are another example. In hydrophily, there are main two types. Hypohydrophily, example Zostera, and epihydrophily, example Vallisneria. That means below the surface and upper or over the surface of water. These two types of pollination takes place in water plants or the plants which grows in water.